providing these documents to Brendan, one citizen, because he asked.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
if they're going to be available, they should be available to whomever.
So we
Agreed.
send them, you
Not
can put them
just-
in the
not
agenda
just let
and have
Brendan
them
have
up
them.
by tomorrow morning.
You can make
Okay.
them a Google Doc.
So,
She's got that.
okay. So you would need for us to
Forward those
authorize
back.
you to,
No,
or
I
just
just
I'll
need you to
forward them
forward
to you?
them to me.
Okay, okay, we can do that. All right, Earl?
Yeah, if Jennifer, if you, I think I've got your email, but if you get it to me tonight, I'll get the resolution and the exhibits that are before you emailed to Jennifer, and then you can post them.
So then, if we're putting, I mean, go further down the timeline, because I don't wanna leave, we've just put them out there, so then when are we gonna meet again? How long are we gonna give everybody to
Well,
look at
our
these
next
documents?
regularly scheduled meeting would be, I believe, October the 6th. Let me look at my 5th, okay.
That's
on the
next
3rd.
week.
That is
Next
next week.
Thursday.
So would that give some certainty to
that's right,
the
the
folks in the front row? Because you guys want certainty. Certainty as far as the decision.
I said you are creating risk, that the deal will not go forward. I would offer a counter proposal. I'd be willing to address a larger, public forum here in town to go through the full, process.
So hosting a public forum?
Yes.
That might take longer to get scheduled, quite honestly. I mean, we have to look at the city calendar. There are a lot of, things that go on in the city. I'm not saying that's not a good idea, I'm just,
Well, I think again, as I understand the process, it does go to court in the validation
for
process.
validation, right.
That,
Right, you told us
that
that, yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
And it can be challenged by anyone
Right.
at that point. So for me, that is really the decision point, whether we go forward or not, whether the bonds are validated.
Right,
So
and you told us that.
the
yeah.
quicker that you can approve it at this point, when we move to that stage, is when we get started or not. If that makes sense.
Yes.
So anything I can do to facilitate, talking to the community, talking to you in between that time, I'm willing to do that.
I'm willing to come and help so long as it's in a liquor drinking venue.
Can I just,
You might get more people there.
can I just say,
Alan,
oh,
Alan,
So, well, let me see if I can say this,
No.
the way I see this coming down. That may be the governor, George, I don't know.
That's not supposed to do it. It was supposed to be turned off.
So you're gonna take, interested parties, whoever they may be, will take a look at it. And then they're gonna come up and second guess what we've done. That's what's gonna happen, all right? Then the lawyer's gonna fight about it, more money, somebody. Mr. Condra,
I'm gonna leave.
and Mr. Condra is then gonna say, you've negotiated the deal in good faith, and that's the deal. So, do we take the risk of losing the deal that we have all looked at and negotiated and back and forth, and we think is the best we can do? It may not be the best we can do. We don't ever know that. Only Mr. Condra knows how much better we can do. But in my opinion, he's probably figuring out right now that he's done his best deal. So, if that's the case, I don't want to lose the deal. Is the way that I look at it, because based on the numbers that I've looked at, it's a risk worth taking. And all these lawyers and all these advisors have said that there's no risk to us, or at least there's no definable risk to us, unless it's 30 years down the road. So the short-term risk and the short-term reward is good the way we have analyzed it. And the 3 members of this board who are not here tonight, if they were here, I think they're going to agree with what I'm saying. but that's irrelevant at the moment. I'm just not sure if we're gonna litigate it, as I said, in the court of public opinion. Obviously, people are gonna have a different opinion about it. You know, obviously, people are gonna disagree on the way we did it. There's no way we could have done it that everybody would
That
agree on.
everybody's gonna agree.
Everybody's gonna agree on it. Things don't work that way. So,
So whether we put the paperwork out or not, people can still challenge it during
and
the
that's right,
validation.
and as Ms. Conrad
That's what
just
you're saying,
said.
somebody can challenge it during that component,
Mhm.
no matter
So,
what.
so the thing for
Right.
this board to think of, in my humble opinion is, I believe we have met the legal requirements of posting and all that sort of stuff. So if this is a valid, if we think it's a valid business deal, then we ought to vote on it based on that. And we can let people look at it for the next 10 days, but it's still gonna come right back to the fact that if you can't get this man to change what he's doing, it's gonna either have to be a vote up and down deal, up or down. So, and that's fine, but you run the risk of losing the deal. I trust him when he just said that that piece of property is gonna sit there. Now, I'm not sure of 40 years it's gonna sit there, but at least it's gonna sit there in the foreseeable future, given the fact
It's
that the board
deed
It has a
has.
deed restriction on the
Because-
property, you know,
Yeah, so,
which has nothing to do with us, I mean, we didn't do
Yeah.
that.
so, I mean, I'm okay either way, but I'm just saying,
Whether we put the paperwork out or not, someone can still challenge it during the validation
Oh,
process.
absolutely,
Either way,
and
so.
just like before, it can be
Exactly.
challenged in the validation
so-
process, absolutely. Which,
Do we wanna run the risk of waiting for the paperwork, waiting for everyone to go through the paperwork and still get challenged in case
I mean,
the
we're,
timeline has long, you understand what I'm saying?
we push the timeline
Yeah.
again.
to my knowledge, based on what I have seen and heard in our work through this over the last 6 months, I believe everyone has acted in good faith. I'm convinced of that. The people on this board, naturally the lawyers, they're advocates for a reason. They advocate
Right.
for their client's side, so they haven't always agreed on everything, but I think we've looked at it and we've tried to put it together and the best we can. If there's a way to do a better deal, I'm all for it, but I don't wanna lose the deal. That's all I'm saying. So, I'll hush now.
Brendan?
Oh, hey, so, the last bond, that was challenged, and when it was challenged, not on the part of the challengers or the interveners, but on the part of the city moved for a continuance, which took a month. The challengers were ready to go, and the city, I got a transcript I can show you. Mr. Fincher, Mr. Denmark came in, and Mr. Taylor came in and asked for a continuance. So that delayed that process for 1 month. In this case, I think, you know, we're all friends and neighbors. Let's all look at the documents. If there's not a legal, and from what I understand, you know, Mr. Taylor is an awesome attorney, and he knows this bond business better than anybody. And I know that there were some features and there were some characteristics and details of the last one which drew legal challenge. Nobody can challenge, I mean, it would be foolish to challenge a bond with no legal basis to do so. So what we're just looking to do is just get a look at everything. And, you know, I'm not even, I can't say what the hotel's gonna be worth. Well, that's going to be something that is, like Mr. Poole said, going to come down to a vote. Have we gotten the best deal? Then let's go forward. There's other things. There's 100 pages of stuff that gets filed that you can go through. And for instance, there were some big things missing from the last one, like the total value of the bond was missing. It was, they had the development authority had to amend their pleadings to put it in there. So there's some things that can be caught that, if they're caught now, one call does it all, right? One call, like I don't see this in here. Oh well, just like when Mr. Taylor told me earlier, that the chairman can vote. I didn't know that. That's something that can be a very friendly procedure. It doesn't have to be anything contentious whatsoever. So I would just look for the opportunity to look at the things and for all of the citizens to be able to do so as well. And so if you, before, if, you know, in your agenda for the next meeting, if all that stuff that you're considering before you today, if that's in the packet, that'd just be great, and that would give plenty of time for everybody to do it, as long as it goes up 2 or 3 days before the meeting. Wonderful.
You're only talking a week,
Okay.
7 days.
Yeah. And I understand I understand this is new for you guys. When Judge Bedford Jackson, at the beginning of that hearing, said in all of his 30 years, he was just about to retire, he had never had an intervention. First time that somebody came and intervened on a bond. So you guys are learning just now something new, that citizens need to be able to look at this stuff ahead of time. It's just something new. It's called transparency, but it's new. So
Understand.
we're not.
And we knew, we had been advised that in the past,
Yeah,
citizens had not, in all those years, no one had gone down and intervened in
Right,
anyone's
right.
bond.
So, and
Which
this
in
shouldn't
the
take
end,
very
I think got
long.
withdrawn.
Yeah, this shouldn't take very long.
All right, so, what's the other hand, so we'll, public comment, come back to our agenda. Thank you, guys. Okay. Further comments, questions of our legal team, finance team? All right, then, is anyone prepared to enter a motion on this item?
Madam Chairman, I move the adoption of the resolution under Robert's Rule of Order. Can I restate the same motion, even though it died from lack of second? You guys need to vote it up or down tonight, one way or the other, and I understand how we're gonna do this, but please, I move that we adopt the resolution as presented.
All right, is there a second?
The motion dies from lack
It
of
dies
second.
from the lack of a second. Okay,
Are you looking for a motion to
To-
seek a time, a specific time?
so we talked about that Jennifer can, I mean, we just forward her the documents, she can post them tomorrow with the agenda online. And then anyone can get them, it doesn't require an open records request or anything like that. So, and then our next regularly scheduled meeting is next Thursday the 5th. We can come back at that point, or we can try to schedule something in between, but council meets on Tuesday, we have to actually look at the city calendar. I'm not sure that it makes sense to try to do
Fifth is
call
next week,
earlier
right?
than the next Thursday. I mean, I'm open for you guys to say so, but I'm not sure it makes a lot of sense to try to call again earlier than October 5th.
You won't have to worry about me next Thursday, so there won't be much conversation for me. I won't be here. Not
Well,
that matters, but
That is the other thing we have to, I will have to see if we, have quorum again, which we always have to do if we're gonna have anything to vote on, but, I'll take that process through, make sure who's gonna be here and who's not. So. Then, I suppose, if our motion, our item is, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn, unless someone has something else to talk about.
I just want to make sure that we get that paperwork
so,
up and
I
on.
mean, we don't have anything else on our agenda.
so Madam Chair, is it your intention then to present it again at the regular meeting next Thursday?
Yes, it is. It will be on the agenda next Thursday.
And Madam Chair, I
There
emailed
may be
Jennifer.
other items on the agenda, but that will be on the agenda.
Please, that paperwork needs to be available ASAP.
I'm sorry, Ed, go ahead.
So for your board, I emailed Jennifer just now and copied Earl tonight. Earl will send you the documents in PDF form for you to post them tomorrow.
Please.
Yeah, I will, as soon as I get back to the office, I'll do a PDF scan of this resolution in front of you tonight with all the documents as exhibits, and I'll email that PDF to Jennifer so she can post it.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll come to her tonight, so she can post it tomorrow.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay. All right, then, we have no other business on our agenda, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. All in favor? All right, thanks, guys.
Should I turn the camera off?